What's your name?
Kevan Del Grande.
What do you do for a living, Kevin?
I'm an automobile dealer.
Is that what you wanted to be when you were a kid?
No, Julio, I really didn't know exactly what I wanted to be. I thought I was going to be an accountant. I was pretty good at math, and that's how I actually started in an accounting firm, but it was a little boring, just adding numbers up and down. So I didn't stay very long there. I decided I would travel. So I traveled for a year, and then came over here and started working in a finance company.
So the traveling got you like into the business?
No, the traveling just got me a little more mature. I got to meet people, see people, travel throughout the different countries in Europe. It's a good education. I did it on just a budget. I worked for the, at the time, I decided to do it YMCA. No, I think traveling, it just broadens your outlook, broadens your mind, broadens your, gives you an opportunity to meet different people, different cultures, different races, and I enjoyed it. And then I got in the finance business in San Francisco. Started out as a collector, working for a finance company in San Francisco, and then I became a manager of the finance company that I worked at. And then I got into the car business as a finance manager. And that's how I started, originally as a finance manager in the car business. And I worked hard. There's a lot of it is about work ethic and how hard you want to progress and how fast you want to progress. And it didn't happen overnight. I worked hard and I advanced in the car business to a sales manager, and then a general sales manager, and then a general manager, and then 5 or 6 years later I had an opportunity. I thought I was ready to be a dealer or to be a partner, and I met with someone who was looking for a general manager, and I interviewed with him, and I said, well, I'll be happy to come to work with you and for you if I have an opportunity someplace down the road to buy into the store, even if it's just a small part. And that's how I started in the car business.
Car business?
Mm-hmm.
Do you love what you do?
I love what I do.
You do?
I love what I do. It's interesting, it's entertaining, it's different. It's different every day. Every day is like a newspaper. There's a new headline every day or every month. You start from scratch. You sell so many cars, and then at the end of the month, that's passed you by. You look at your financial statement, and then you say, oh gosh, it's the 1st of June and we haven't sold any cars. So we start again.
Start again.
Yeah, exactly.
So when the market crashed, did that affect your business, or did that motivate you actually to do better?
Well, we've had a few crashes.
Yeah.
So I've been around in most of them. Been around when interest rates were 21%, unemployment was 10%, inflation was 10%. That was in 1980, 81. I was around certainly in 2000 when we had that crash, 99 and 2000. When that happens, you just have to be aware that you can't run business the same way you were running before the crash. You have to watch your expenses, you have to cut where you can cut, and you have to work harder. And we've been able to, my son and I, he's been with me the last 15 years, we've been able to expand in this economy. Even though the economy is down, we've been able to take advantage of opportunities and move on and buy other dealerships. We bought one out of bankruptcy. We bought some that were closed down. We opened up new points. It's all about production. If you produce, you can get a lot of help from the factories, automotive factories. The manufacturer, they want producers, and so we've always strived to be the best in class, best with customer service, best with customer relations, best with employees. One of our top awards was last year, and I think we won it again in 2010. I think we won it again in 2011. Best workplaces, one of the best workplaces, because we take care of our employees, and we get to know them and know their names, and they're not just another person out there on the lot selling cars. So it's really important.
So why the other dealership didn't survive? Because I know Dodge didn't. They had Dodge here. It just crashed. why did the Dale Grant dealership just stayed up and got stronger after?
Well, we bought that store.
You guys actually bought it.
Bought it we bought the property and we put in a new franchise over there because we felt that it was a good business operation. And we bought the Chevrolet store. It went through bankruptcy when General Motors went through bankruptcy. And they were closing that store down. We bought that for the same reason. We felt we could really do the job. And most of our stores, of the 11 stores, are either number 1 or number 2 in all of Northern California. Our Subaru store was number 1 in all of California last year. So most of them are certainly the 2 Mazda stores are number 1 and 2 in Northern California and have been for many, many, many years. So it's all about taking care of your people, taking care of your customers. Our mantra is 100% customer satisfaction to 100% of the customers, 100% of the time. And then we also take care of our employees 100% of the time. So,
a question to go back. Was your goal just to own dealerships? Like when you started, like when you were a manager at the dealership, was your goal to be like to own them, not just work for someone?
I would say yes. I think you always have to have a goal. And I didn't think about it specifically on a day-to-day basis. I just knew that if I worked as hard as I could and did the best job and treated everybody fairly and took care of business, worked hard, that things would just happen. And they did. Had an opportunity, as I said, to buy into a brand that you probably haven't even heard of, Rambler. I became American Motors, and I had a small ownership in that. And then my partner and I bought several other dealerships over a period of 3 or 4 years, and I had a part of all of those. And then eventually we split up. He decided to go down to Southern California, and I stayed in Northern California, so we split up the dealerships. And then it's just a matter of working hard and taking care of business and pleasing the manufacturers, pleasing your employees, pleasing your customers. As I said, 100% customer satisfaction to 100% of the customers 100% of the time.
Last time I checked, you guys own over 11 dealerships.
Uh-huh.
Is your goal to stop there, or you want to keep going until?
Well, if the opportunity presents itself, we'll keep going.
Keep going.
If it makes sense. It has to be a good business decision. You don't want to just jump into things, and also don't want to take on too much. It's all about the people. It's hard to run businesses if you don't have the right people. So we're always looking for talented people in sales, in the business office, in service, in parts. Just important to get good people because they have to feel like you do. They have to have a passion. They have to feel that that way, this is what my dealer wants, then this is what I'm going to do.
Back then, when you were a manager, did you see yourself here sitting in this office in charge of 11 dealerships? You thought you would make it, or you were just going because you?
Okay, that's a good question. Well, let me put it this way. I never thought I would fail. And certainly when my son came aboard 15 years ago, 16 years ago, he has a great work ethic. He's wonderful with people. He's very smart. He's a very hard worker, as I said. And as a team, sometimes 2 people can do a lot more than just one person. You don't just do twice as much. Sometimes you can do 3 or 4 or 5 times as much if you're working as a team. That's what it's all about, right?
Yes, teamwork.
Teamwork.
Why is it that the Dale Grant doesn't have any European other than the Volkswagen dealers?
Any European.
Like the Benz, BMWs. Why don't you guys carry that? Is that because the
Well,
economy's
you can't
down?
just, no. On the contrary, you can't just get a franchise.
Yeah.
It has to be available. And in California, you can't get a franchise that's within 10 miles of another dealer. So I can't get the BMW franchise because Stevens Creek is within 10 miles. Now, if Stevens Creek BMW was in Mountain View and there was more than 10 miles, we certainly would apply to try to get the BMW franchise because it's a very good franchise. Mercedes the same way. There's a Mercedes dealership not too far from here, so we can't get Mercedes because it's closer than 10 miles.
I see. You already say you worked hard, but for our classmates, how hard did you work? Like how hard? Like did you have to stay like nights and not sleep and work hard to own this, or was it just a piece of cake? which it wasn't, but
It was never a piece of cake. We, when I first started in the car business, we had a sales meeting every morning, except Sunday, at 8:30 in the morning, and we closed at 10 o'clock at night. And when you close at 10 o'clock, that means you might get out at 11. I've gotten out at 12, gotten out at 1 in the morning. I still had to be a sales meeting the next morning at 8:30. It's just what you do. That's just part of the game. You can't say, oh, you know, I want to have weekends off. The car business, you work Saturdays and Sundays and nights. And so for the first many years, I worked Saturdays and Sundays and nights. And then when I became a dealer, then I was able to cut back, spend more time with my children, and hopefully earn the benefit of all that hard work that I put in beforehand. But I still work hard.
yes, you
I still come
work.
in and I still work hard, and I still
Yes.
enjoy working.
So
still
you don't have any plans on retiring soon, right?
No,
no,
I'm
that's not in
not a
your-
retiring kind of guy. You know me,
Yes.
I'm
Yes,
still
you're
playing
always working
handball.
hard.
Yep, I'm
Always busy.
always busy.
Thank you. Thank you for the great interview, Kevin.
Oh, you're
Jay.
Buy a car at the DGDG, DGDG.com. Hopefully you'll see those license plate inserts around
Everywhere.
everywhere.
Yes.